So starting here on our backs in any shape you'd like, trying to actually let the back body support you. So kind of visualize what that means. Visualize maybe a heavy supportiveness back there. Notice if you're resisting the earth or any props, mat below you. Maybe a little bit of ease on the front body, lightness with the breath. And only if it feels available and helpful, breathing in and out the nose and possibly lengthening the inhale for just a beat longer and the exhale is just a beat longer than that. So just play around with that. Nice, easy inhale, and then your exhales are just a beat longer. Let's do that 6 more times. Relax the features of your face. Let there be a heaviness to the back of your scalp where your head is touching. Take a deep breath in and a slow, complete breath out. Just start to gently move around. Maybe it's just the fingers and the wrists, the toes and the ankles. Feel free to reach your arms over your head and stretch out. Feel free to hug in. Maybe you want to do a little bit of both. Notice how movement affects the breath, no matter how subtle it may have been already. And if and when you're ready, let's extend our left leg out the length of our mat if it's not already, and squeeze your belly, navel to spine a little bit to hug the right knee in. You can grab on or keep your arms out. You can point and flex and roll through that right ankle. You could also take your fingertips and massage the front part of your shin. It has a lot to do with heel and ankle pain. So if you want to palpate up to the top of the shin right before that bump of the knee, drop out laterally to the right, and you can kind of massage in that squishy pocket. Take 3 deep breaths, especially if you're massaging that area. It's really no right or wrong, so don't worry yourself if you're like, am I in the right area? Take 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, arms out to a T, extend that leg up to the sky. We're going to keep a nice relaxed foot, knee is somewhat bent. As we inhale, we're going to flex our foot and straighten out that knee. Exhale, recoil out, relax your foot and invite a bend. So arms are relaxed. Inhale, press the heel straight. Exhale to recoil. Do this 3 more times with your breath. Great. Next time you bend and exhale, bend completely to allow that right foot to come down. Eventually push that heel and drag your left leg in. Walk your feet about the width of your mat and rock your knees side to side, nice and slow. Okay. Only moving those thighs as much as it feels like it feels good, as it starts to affect your hips, which then will affect your lower back and spine. Next time you head to the left, I want you to drop the inner portion of your right knee over to the left and then reach the knee towards the top left corner of your mat. So your right glute probably lifted up. Go ahead and slide those arms out to a T. Maybe slide that right arm all the way up so that your fingertips are reaching the same direction as the crown of your head. Reach that knee forward. Think about stretching through the top of your right thigh if you're not feeling that already. 2 more deep breaths. Great, right arm more out to a T. Allow your right hip and lower back to come down. Knees up or a little bit of back and forth. Let's just take an easy, lazy figure 4. So walk your feet a little bit closer across your heel, ankle, shin bone onto left knee or thigh. Stay here or lift that left foot. Keep your arms out to a T, so we're not even going to grab on. If this is really tight, you can that was a weird accent. You can kind of join your left leg closer, which is going to guide the inner portion of the right leg closer to you. So you can sort of pull it in and release it. You could also just keep a more of a neutral shape and then rock a little bit to the left and then come back to center. So all three of those options, keeping your left foot down, lifting up, rocking forward and backward, or left and then back to neutral. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Take 3 more inhales, 3 more exhales. Great job. And then unbinding, unwinding, feel free to take your legs up, happy baby, butterfly, or stretch your legs out. We'll take just a few breaths doing whatever you'd like here for a moment. But after another breath or so, let's come back to legs fully extended out, corpse pose. Take a breath or two. Notice any side-to-side differences. Knit your navel back just enough to help support as you drag your left leg in this time. You can feel free to give it a little squeeze. You can point and flex and roll through the ankle a few times. Try to check out all ranges of motion. If you massage the right, what we call anterior tibialis, please try it on the other side. So again, maybe palpate the shin bone itself. Go up until you hit that bump right before it turns into your knee. Drop out laterally to the left. That sort of squishy pocket on the outer side of your shin bone. Not that much to it, but keep breathing. Notice if you stop breathing and tensed your neck. Great job. If you're massaging, one more big breath in. Exhale. Everybody, arms up to a T, palms up. Extend that left leg up. A little bit of movement to start, just to notice. And then come to that more relaxed foot, so you're not really doing anything with your foot, and then bend through the knee. So we'll move with our breath 6 times. So we inhale, press the heel up like you were standing, straighten your knee. Exhale, recoil out. So do as little or as much of that shape, right? It doesn't have to be that dramatic, especially if the back line is really tight, but ebbing and flowing with your breath. Great, one more time. And with your exhale this time, kind of recoil out and then bend the knee entirely to allow the left foot to come to the earth. Drive through that heel, drag your right leg in. Feet walk wider than hip distance, side to side a few times. Keep breathing, relax your face. Heavy back body, easy front body. Great, and then knees drop to the right when you're ready. Think inner left knee to the right, but then forward. Lengthen it forward. So feel that pull like a puppet string on the front left hip flexor. Left glute probably lifts. Relax your face. Breathe down to that low, deep belly. Maybe slide your left arm straight up, fingertips in direction of the crown of the head. 2 more deep breaths. All right, next exhale, slide that left arm out. Allow the left hip and lower back to come down. Knees go up, stillness, rock side to side or pause in constructive rest this time. Great job. We're going to make our way to tabletop. Take your time. Rock and roll there. Roll to a side. Shift about. If your back line or feet tend to be really tight, I'm going to invite you to crawl your toes under. If your forearms and wrists are really challenging, maybe stretch through the backs of your forearms as well. But let's do about 10 breaths on our own, doing whatever we need to. Make sure that you hit both sides. Maybe if you're inviting movement, you're going to move with your breath. And if you're in stillness, just keep the breath flowing, right? Keep tapping into that idea of moving with our breath, trying not to hold it. And when we lose our way, come back to your next exhale and use that as your anchor. Great. Make sure that anything you're doing is asymmetrical. Take your time. But eventually, you'll come back to a little bit more of a neutral tabletop. Uncurl those toes if you've been stretching them the whole time. Pat the tops of your feet. We're going to try to move asymmetrically through our shoulder girdle. So I want you to visualize sort of a steam engine. We're going to try to roll through just the right shoulder blade. So it's not like you have to lock out and not move through the left one, but try to take that movement. So you're going to hike that sort of arm bone up, roll it back, push it away, rounding forward. And then make that circular motion forward to roll the arm bone up by the ear. So this might make your brain work. That's good stuff too. Take your time. Try to move nice and slow to gather information and notice here. Great job. And then find some stillness, a little bit in neutral position in your tabletop. Take 3 rounds of cat-cow. Move with your breath. Right, and then more to a neutral position. Try to move through those ranges of motion with your left shoulder. Nice and slow to gather information. Notice when it's clunky, uncomfortable. Notice when it feels a little bit easier. Easy breathing, slow movements. Great job. A little bit more of a neutral position. Let's round into a cat. Drop the crown of your head really heavy. Push the earth away to separate your shoulder blades. Stay here. If you want, you can rock forward and backward just a little bit. Relax to the back of the neck, the tops of the shoulders. Right, find stillness. Inhale really slow by visualize the back line that we were just stretching. Visualize engaging it as you slowly pull yourself to neutral and then pull yourself into cow nice and slow. Open through the front body. Try to soften there. Gaze goes wherever you'd like as long as it's comfortable in your neck. Stay here, or you can kind of draw your right shoulder a little bit over to the right hip and then back to neutral if you did that, and then sort of drawing left shoulder and left hip a little bit closer. Great, back to more of a neutral position. Neutral tabletop and back to a child's pose or puppy pose. So if child's doesn't feel good in your knees and your ankles, walk the upper body more forward, dropping the forehead, otherwise sink it back. If your shoulders or wrists need a break, flip them or stack them. Take 4 deep breaths. Great. When you feel ready, let an inhale start to transition you to tabletop. Exhale, take yourself to down dog. Either lock and load in stillness or just move around immediately and don't overthink what you're doing or not. Everybody keep breathing. Effort in the hands, the feet, the midline. Try to soften in other places that you can. If you've been moving this whole time, maybe settle into stillness. Spread your fingers, press the earth away. Shoulders kind of hike up by the ears, but soften that space in between. Relax the features of your face. Bend your knees, walk your hands back towards your feet, nice and slow. Eventually your heels will drop, but don't rush yourself back there. Effort and ease, halfway lifting with your inhale. There's the effort. Exhale, soften and bites knees. So it's like you're rolling up, hugging in, reaching that crown out. And then from your navel, hinging and rounding forward. 2 more times. Roll with your breath. Effort on the inhale. Ease on the exhale. After your next round of hanging forward, push your heels, bend your knees. Want both the front and the back body to slowly peel you up. So upper body is nice and heavy, but engage at the navel and then push through your heels to try to fire up that back line. When your shoulders come over your hips, roll them up, back, and away. Do that 2 more times with your breath. Great. Roll your palms forward. Close your eyes or set a gaze out over the tip of your nose. Even effort in your feet. Take 2 more deep breaths. Great. Next time you inhale, take your arms out and up. We're going to keep them up and rotate your palms forward. Left hand or right wrist. Nope, I said it opposite. Yep, you can do left hand or right wrist. We're going to tic-tac over to the left. So we're lengthening that right side body. Try not to lock at your knees. So you can invite a bend. Tuck your chin. I want you to engage this right side. So it's like you're pulling your arm back, but you're going to hold it right there. So try to karate chop back up to the sky and hold it. Breathe. Breathe continually. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. One more inhale. Exhale, soften there and take it more into a stretch. Feel free to ebb and flow or bounce a little bit or jet those hips out more. Great job. Next time you inhale, rise up. Take your arms out to a T behind your back. Take an easy, accessible bind to you. Tuck your tail slightly. Roll your shoulders up, back, and away. Draw your left ear, left shoulder. Relax your bottom jaw. Breathe. Great. Lift your crown, release your bun. Inhale your arms up. Keep them up, palms forward. Right hand to left wrist, tick-tock to the right, tuck your chin. Again, you're karate chopping that arm back to the sky, but you're gonna hold it. Try not to grit your teeth, try not to look at your knees. Keep breathing, keep resisting. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more inhale, resist. Exhale, more stretch. Great job. Next time you inhale, lift yourself up, arms out and behind your back. Take that easy bind again. Roll your shoulders up, back, and away. A subtle tuck of the tail. Right ear, right shoulder this time. Drop that bottom jaw again. Great. Lift the crown of your head. Release your bind. Palms forward. Roll them up as you breathe in. Back and down. Breathe out. Inhale your arms out and up. Look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale out to a high push-up. So walk it on out there. Take your time. Feel free to stay on your toes. Feel free to drop to your knees. But resisting the earth with the front body, resisting gravity with the back body. Hug into your midline. Breathe. Skin to muscle, muscle to bone. We'll take one more inhale, pushing away. Exhale, lower all the way to it. Spider tip fingers out wide. Drop your forehead. Stay here if this feels helpful or enough. If you'd like to lift and lower, before you start moving, squeeze your thighs, reach your toes back and away, and then lift a little bit as you knit your navel back. Exhale to soften. So again, that effort on the inhale, ease on the exhale here. Might be a little bit different than when we're moving up and down and forward and backward on our mats, but for now, tapping into that flow. Effort on the inhale, ease on the exhale. Right, releasing down your next round if you've been moving. Hands under your chest, bend your knees, flex your feet. Start to push the earth away. Squeeze your pelvic floor, knit your navel back, push the earth away, and then slowly rise to a hover all the way up to your knee. Shift back to hit your toes and lift yourself to down dog. Walking it out to more of a comfortable down dog shape for you. Sway those hips a little bit. Breathe. Great job. Walk your feet closer. Reach your right leg back. You can actively reach it or bend and open and move a little bit. Try to lift and lower the left heel. Keep breathing. Great. Next time you lift the left heel, point your right toes, reach that right leg out, and then squeeze your knee to your nose. Push the earth away. Take a big step between your hands. Spider tip fingers. Inhale. Sink it back. Exhale. As always, if this is really tight, you're just going to move forward and backward a little bit. Feel free to use your blocks at any time, especially if I don't cue them and you'd like it. Great. Shifted forward. Find a twist, but hug your inner thighs together. Hug your right hip in so it's sort of in line with your right heel. You could just look to the right. You could take your right hand to your right thigh, right arm to cactus the sky, or maybe back. Breathe. Great. We're going to start to take our arm up, gaze up. Take your arm forward, gaze forward, and then reach it back to the earth. Great. Open up wide side. Pivot everything to the left side of your mat. Feet turn parallel. Bend your left knee a lot and keep walking to the left with the spider to fingers. Tuck your chin and rock, heel to toe, heel to toe. Relax your jaw. Breathe into those tissues and that inseam of your right leg. Pause if you're still moving. One more inhale, one more exhale. Great, and then inhale, walk through center, straightening both legs. Exhale back to your low runner's lunge. We're gonna take a nice slow journey to a standing leg split. Reach your fingertips forward and wide. Drive your right heel, drag your left toes until you can lift from the back of the hip like a puppet string. Even effort in your right foot. So notice if you're wobbling or on the pinky edge or inseam, even effort in that right foot for one more inhale. Thread your left foot behind the right foot as you exhale. Blocks are really great here. Spider to fingers otherwise. If you need to, come up to your shin. Try to lengthen your spine as you inhale. Drop your crown as you exhale. Great job. One more breath here. Come off your props. Unthread your feet hip width distance. Halfway lift. Fingertips to shins. Look forward. Exhale to fold. Great. Roll to rise. Take your time. Remember, when your shoulders stack over your hips, roll them up, back, and away with a breath. Right, and then we'll inhale and take our arms out. When you're ready, exhale to a chair. Even effort in the feet, hands to your heart. Squeeze there, draw your shoulders out of your ears. Twist a little to the right, a little to the right. Squeeze your palms, not your jaw. Right, come back to center and then a little bit to the left. Keep squeezing the hands together, hug your midline. Great job. Come back to center. Push through your heels. Slowly stand up. Keep your hands together. You're going to reach them past your third eye, up to the sky. Maybe a tiny back bend. Exhale, swan dive. Engage the front body, hinge at the hips. Great. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down dog. Start that journey back. Stillness or a little bit of movement, but when you're ready, inhale to your high push-up. Toes or knees. Press the earth away. Breathe in. Lower to it. Breathe out. Couple baby cobras. Great. Back bend of your choice. And we'll transition however you'd like, through tabletop, child's pose, up dog. We'll meet back and down dog. Great. Toes come closer together. Reach that left leg back. Remember, reach it back, bend and open, any kind of movement. Keep pressing the earth away and consider lifting and dropping your right heel a couple times. Great, and connect inhaling and lifting your right heel. Exhale, squeeze your left knee to your nose and take a big step between your hands. Spider to fingers, inhale, sink it back, exhale, drop your head, stillness or some movement. Great, inhale, start to shift it forward. We'll take a twist. So hug your inner thighs together, push through your left heel, hug into your left hip, look to the left hand to left thigh, out, cactus or back. Relax your jaw, tuck your chin. And then start to take your arm up if it's not down. Look up, look forward, reach forward, and then hands and gaze back to the earth. Start to pivot to your wide side. Bending right knee when it makes sense to you. Walk more to the right. Tuck your chin, rock heel to toe, breathe. Great job. If you're still moving a little bit, find stillness. One more inhale. Stay for your exhale. Great. Then inhale through center. Exhale, low runner's lunge. Reach your spider to fingers out wide. Drag your left heel. Drag your right toes until you can fire that right glute and lift it to the sky. Standing leg split. Even effort in your left foot. Keep breathing. Great job. With your next exhale, thread your right foot behind the left. Spider to fingers. Blocks come up to your shin. Lengthen your spine with an inhale. Drop your crown with an exhale. Stay and breathe. Coming off props, if you are on them, bend your knees, unthread your feet hip width distance. Halfway lift fingertips to shins. Look forward a little bit. Exhale to fold. Find that roll to rise. Drive your heels. Squeeze your front body. Roll the shoulders when they stack over the hips. And then when you're ready, inhale, sweep out and up. Exhale to chair. Pull your hands to your heart. Squeeze your hands a little bit. Twist a little to the left. Come back to center and twist a little to the right. Right, come back to center. Drive your heels. Stand up nice and slow. Hands will pass through third eye. Reach up. Swan dive. Engage that front body. Hinge into your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down dog. Try not to drag your feet. Right, make your way to high push-up. Yogi's choice. Keep pushing the earth away. You can lower halfway and head to up dog or head to the earth and back bend of your choice. We'll meet back and down dog, however you want to get there. Great job. We're going to move through those shapes just a little bit quicker, but keep moving with your breath. That's the most important part. Keep what works for you. Ditch what doesn't. Toes together, right leg back. Reach or bend and open. Stay here for a beat, or we're going to lift and tap knee to nose one time. Lift left heel, inhale, squeeze everything, shift knee to nose, exhale. Inhale, take it back. Everybody take that big slow step between your hands. Spider to fingers, inhale, sink it back, exhale. Great, shift it forward, inhale. Push your right heel, zip your thighs together, hugging your right hip. Look to the right, or right arm comes into a twist as well. Great, find that reach up forward with the gaze, and then hands and gaze to the earth. Open up wide side. Start to bend the left knee, keep walking to the left, heel to toe movement. Option to look to the left or sweep that left arm out as well. Great, big breath in, exhale, hand and gaze down. Inhale through center. Exhale, low runner's lunge. Drive your right heel, reach to your fingertips, standing leg split nice and slow, even effort in your right foot. Fire that left glute, one more inhale. Thread your left foot behind your right exhale. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Drop your crown, exhale. Take another breath. Unthread your feet, hip width distance. Halfway lift one time. Exhale to fold. All the way up to high mountain this time. Right into your chair. Hands to your heart. Squeeze your hands, shoulders out of ears, twist to the right. Stay here, open up your arms to a T. Stay in the direction, so draw into that front body. Pretend like there's a block between your thighs, hug into your midline. Great, keep your arms out at your heart, but unwind your spine. Everybody stand up when you're ready, inhale. Take it through a flow of your choice, exhale. Create a breath or two to shake off that side when you get to down dog. And toes walk closer. Reach your left leg back. We're bending open. Keep breathing. Stay here for a beat longer or lift your right heel. Inhale, knee to nose, exhale. Great. Inhale, take it back. Everybody lift. Take that big slow step between your heels. Spider to fingers to inhale. Sink it back to exhale. Great job. Shift it forward when you're ready. Drive your left heel, zip your thighs, hug into your outer left hip, look to the left or take that full twist. Eventually reaching forward, fingertips come to the earth, open up wide side. Keep bending through the right knee as you walk more to the right. Shift forward and backward a little bit. Remember, option to keep doing this or pause, look to the right. Maybe that right arm heads into the mix as well. Everybody breathe in. Hand and gaze come down. Inhale through center. Exhale, low runner's lunge. Reach forward, shift forward. Drive your left heel, fire that right glute. Standing leg split. Nice and slow, even effort in the left foot. One more inhale. Right foot behind left exhale. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Drop your crown. Exhale. Take one more breath on your own. Soften your knees, unthread your feet, hip distance. Halfway lift one time. Exhale to fold. All the way up to high mountain. Breathe in. Exhale to your chair. Hands to your hearts. Squeeze there, shoulders out of ears. Twist to the left and pause. We're hanging out here for a moment. Stay here or just straighten out those arms, active through those fingertips. Hug into your midline. Right, wherever your arms and hands are, unwind your spine. Drive your heels, stand all the way up. Exhale, take it through your flow or push straight to down dog. Two deep breaths in your down dog. Great, lift both your heels, knit your navel to your spine and try to take a big step with your right foot between your hands. Spider to fingers and pause here. So we're pushing through the right heel, hugging into our right hip, and we're gonna stand up, slow motion to crescent. Slow motion to crescent. Take your time, adjusting the distance between your feet or widening them if it feels like it's a little tricky. Hands go wherever, hips out to a T, cactus to the sky. Great, feel a lift through your left heel. Open up to warrior two, exhale. Once you get there, adjust your foundation, play around with movement or settling into your hips. Reach your arms out wide, palms face out or up. And then we'll lift and straighten. Inhale, reach. Exhale to two. Do that two more times. Follow your breath. One more time. Great, we're gonna take our left hand to our lower back, palm faces out. Bend your right elbow, fingertips point towards your temple, or maybe it slides behind your head. Reverse your warrior with your elbow. So think about reaching up with the elbow. You can keep a bend of the right knee, maybe even take it deeper, or push through your right heel and straighten. Keep breathing. Great, one more big inhale, and slowly recoil back to warrior two, exhale, And then setting up extended side angle. Take your time, drive that right heel. Try to keep some of that space in the right side body versus just collapsing there. Upper arm has choice, gaze has choice, keep breathing. Great, look down, press down, rise back to 2. When you're ready, inhale, reverse, all the way down to a low runner's lunge. Lifting that left heel, looking to the right or taking a twist. Keep breathing. Great, release your hand and gaze. Standing leg split, shift, reach, drive your right heel. Release hip width distance this time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, chair. Hands to your heart. So we're going to squeeze our hands here. Shoulders out of ears. We're pushing our right heel. We're going to lift our left one. Do the best you can with your balance. You can keep these toes down, or you can come up to your tippy toes, or you could float up. Hug into your right hip. Push through your right heel. Take a step back to a manageable crescent lunge. Take your time, take your time. Once you feel settled, rise up to crescent. This time, maybe take a little bit of a heart opener. Maybe it's just the gaze lifts a little bit. Great, big breath in here. Exhale, hands to the earth. Bend your left knee to help and step back and flow, or right to downward facing dog. Three deep breaths in your down dog. Great, lift both your heels, knit your navel back, lift your left foot and take a big slow step between your hands. Spider tip fingers, and then slow motion rise up to crescent, driving down, hugging in. Again, arms can go wherever, gaze can go wherever. Right, next time you inhale, lift your right heel up, and then open up to warrior 2 with your lower body. Setting a new foundation, some stillness, some movement. Eventually, arms out, palms sort of out or up. And then we'll move with our breath a few times. So moving with inhales up, back to 2 with your exhale. One more time. When you're ready, right hand to lower back, palm out, bend your left elbow, fingertips point towards your temple or slide behind your head. And then start to lengthen up through that left elbow. It's like reverse warrior with odd shape in the upper body. So you could bend deeper into that left knee or push through your left heel and straighten. Breathe, 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 breathe. Great, one more full inhale if you can. Exhale, kind of slink it back to your warrior 2. And then right into your extended side angle. Try to keep some of that left side body space you just made. Don't overthink the shape, keep breathing. Great, looking down, pressing down, rise back to 2. Inhale, reverse when you're ready. Exhale to your low runner's lunge and take a twist. Great, one more inhale here when you're ready. Exhale, hand and gaze down. Slow motion, standing leg split. So reach forward and wide, drive your left heel, reach that right one up. Take a big breath in, and then release your foot hip width distance, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. High mountain, breathe in. Chair pose, breathe out. Hands to your heart. Last bit in this series, shoulders out of ears, squeeze your palms together. Left heel is going to stay grounded. Outer left hip hugs in. Lift your right heel. Stay here or up to the tippy toes. Stay here or just barely float them. Squeeze your hands, not your jaw. Take that big sort of slow step back to a crescent. Don't worry about what the shape looks like entirely. Lift yourself up, a little bit of a heart opener, whatever that looks like to you. Maybe it's just your gaze goes up. Great, one more inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Bend that right knee to help. Flow or press yourself straight to downward facing dog. Great job. Let's drop it down to a tabletop. Take around a cat-cow. And we're gonna walk our knees and legs a little bit closer together. We're gonna slide our right leg out to the side. We're gonna play around with this movement to hit that inseam of that right leg. It has a lot to do with lower back and some hip dysfunction. So move around a bit. You can have a bend of the knee. You could sort of straighten and bend. You could shift forward and backward. Be curious about when you walk your hands in a different direction, what does that do? Try to relax your jaw. Take just a couple more breaths here. Good job. And then slowly back to wrists under shoulders or slightly in front if that's too uncomfortable. We're going to take 2 really slow cat-cows. So with the leg out and abduction, it usually feels a lot more awkward. So only taking sort of that range of motion that feels available with the leg out like this. Great. Neutral, more tabletop. Push the earth away. Zip your navel to your spine. Lean to the left as you drag that right leg in. And then slowly lift your foot, take counterclockwise circles. Great job. We're gonna extend that right leg straight back, drop down to your toes, and then drop the heel all the way, the right heel over to the left. I'm on the inseam of my right foot. So from here, you could stay here. You could lift that right arm. You could take it to your hip, the sky. You could engage from this outer hip to lift like puppet strings. You could bend and open. Everybody breathe. It doesn't matter what it looks like. We're maybe in all different shapes. Great job. And then let's slowly take our hands and our gaze back to the earth. Release that right leg out and back. And then we're going to lift up onto that heel. So that starting point, we're going to push the earth way round our back, zip our navel to our spine, and try to hug that left thigh into our chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. One more inhale. Back to down dog. Exhale. Great. Wag your hips. Drop your head. Great. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Option to just let everything hang. You could grab the opposite elbow for ragdoll. You could grab your big toes. You could walk your feet wider and walk your legs through them. Take a couple breaths. Good job. Release your body. We're going to play around with a squat. So if you know that you like a block, maybe sort of waddle up and grab a block. You don't have to, right? We can kind of just take the toes out, heels in or heels in. Keep your toes where they are. That shape doesn't really matter, but it does help with your knees. So if you tend to sort of collapse in, you just want your toes and your knees sort of in the same alignment, right? And if your knees tend to pop out, then rotate your toes out more. You could stay up nice and high. This also gives you a shoulder option. You could just be sort of up higher, lowering and lifting. If you want to sink down and hold, feel free to hold. If you visualize a triangle in your foot, think about the center of your heel, the mound of your big toe, the mound of your pinky. That's this nice big balancing triangle. That's actually the sort of shape of the trampoline and arches. We have 3 arches in our feet. Center of your heel, mound of the big toe, and then over towards that edge of the pinky. Great. Slow journey out, whatever that looks like to you. You might want to stand up, reach up. You might want to just come to a forward fold. Great job. Walk your feet closer together, about hip width distance. Look forward, bend your knees, and walk yourself all the way to a high push-up. We're going to lower all the way to the earth. One baby cobra. Release. Take your right arm either to a cactus or a T, and we're going to drop down to our right cheek. If you hate being on your belly, come up to Sphinx pose and draw your left ear towards your left shoulder. Relax your jaw. Take 2 more deep breaths. Eventually coming back to your forehead, sliding that right hand in. If you're in Sphinx, wiggle those elbows out. Pressing up to tabletop, nice and slow. Stillness, a few cat-cows or child's pose. We'll do all of that on the other side in a moment. Great job pulling yourself up to tabletop if you're not already. Walk your knees and legs a little bit closer, and then when you are ready, slide that left leg out to the side. Foot can be flat, inseam on your heel, but invite some movement, right? Movement will give us some feedback on maybe what needs more attention or focus, or maybe this idea of just gathering information and addressing it another day. It doesn't always have to be about being in a place of challenge. Relax your jaw. Try to breathe deeply wherever you are. Great. Eventually come back to hands. Again, wrists somewhere under shoulders or kind of more forward if that's too much on your wrist. Maybe 1 or 2 cat-cows, really slow though, because as I mentioned, the sort of abduction of the hip, it can put that ball and socket in a weird spot. So make this really subtle, especially if it feels really uncomfortable. Great, and then coming more through neutral tabletop, push your earth away, hug your navel in, lean to the right and drag that left leg in. Clockwise circles this time. Great, and then step that left leg back, curl those toes, and then drop the left heel to the right, kind of the inseam of your left foot. So you could just stay here and pop spider to fingers. You play around with trying to balance the lift. You can play around with lifting up, engaging and lifting, finding a stretch, maybe binding. You don't have to do exactly what you did on the other side, but maybe don't do something totally off base. Like, right, maybe one is more stretchy, one's more strengthening, so just kind of hit the same kind of thing. Great, unbind, unwind, gaze and hand back down. We'll curl the left toes and lift that left heel up. One more bit of effort here. Push your weight round a bit. Hike that thigh into your chest for an option. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Big step back, down dog. Walk more effort into the lower body by bending your knees and shifting the weight back. Great job. And then dropping down a tabletop. Shift your hips and your hands more forward to lower yourself all the way to the earth. A baby cobra if you'd like. But when you're ready, left arm out to a T, cactus, a wide V, drop to your left cheek, take that counterbalance. Right hand could be a little kickstand. Right, one more big inhale. Exhale, start to come out. We're gonna come into what's called crocodile, stacking your palms, dropping your forehead or either cheek or chin. You can bend your knees a little bit and windshield wiper, or just keep your legs out. If your lower back is crowded at all, your toes can point towards the wide corners of your mat. That might help. And then I just want you to sort of do a mini body scan here and notice how you're feeling. Notice what feels good. And then decide how you'd like to do your Shavasana. So we've come to the end of the practice. Taking your time. You could stay in crocodile. This can be a really supportive posture for your nervous system. You could roll over and keep your head in that same position. If you prefer to be on your back, you take legs up the wall, you come to a seated meditation. If there was a posture you were really hoping to get to today, maybe this is just a little bit of time to do that, as long as it's more about ease and less about effort. Detaching from the doing, settling into more of a being state. Noticing the features of your face, trying to soften there. Notice the depths of your belly. Try to relax there and let your belly fill as you inhale, kind of lazily deflate as you exhale. If you've been in crocodile or a position on your belly and like to give your lower back a little bit of respite, consider moving really slow and transitioning back to child's pose for a handful of breaths. If you feel okay where you are, just stay where you are. If you're in any other kind of shape, feel free to invite movement or just continue in stillness for a handful more breaths. But I invite you to pay attention to whatever it is your body is sort of communicating with you. Pay attention to this moment, the four corners of your mat. Staying in the shape that you're in as long as you'd like, or if you'd like to transition to a seat, if and when you're ready, move slowly, breathe, pay attention. Taking 5 final breaths wherever you are, sealing your practice. Coming back to grace and gratitude. Grace for the challenging bits, gratitude for the little bit easier ones. Deep breath in. Namaste. Stay exactly where you are as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for coming out. Have a wonderful day.